Hey, everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have a really great, very important topic for today's show, in which it is Republicans in both major chambers of Congress, the United States House of Representatives and the United States Senate, are running scared right now. They are so scared because they know that they will lose big time this coming November in the midterm elections. So let's get right into this. I'm sure you've all been seeing this. I'm sure you've all been seeing it. That there's been a lot of primary elections going on very recently. And I'm sure you've all been seeing that Democrats have been doing fantastic. They've been doing really fantastic in these primary elections. Now, that's getting Republicans scared that Democrats are doing so well in these primary elections. And with that being said, Republicans are so scared they're trying to pull every trick that they can to try to steal the elections, as I say, steal in quotations, okay? And they're doing every trick in the book that they can, especially you know who. Okay. And with that being said, I'm just going to give you a couple of examples. Okay. You know who has said he will not sign the bill, the bipartisan bill that has passed in both the United States House of Representatives and the United States Senate for the housing bill. And I'm sure all of you out there know very well that one of the biggest important topics throughout the United States in general is housing, right? So you know who is basically holding this bill hostage, and you know who is refusing to sign this bill, okay? In which you know who is saying that he will not sign this bill unless Congress passes his election bill. I think it's called the Save America bill or whatever. Yeah, that's holding this housing bill hostage. I mean, seriously? Really? Honestly, such an important bill that has passed both major chambers of Congress, and you know who wants to hold this bill hostage and is refusing to sign off on this bill. Okay? Now that in turn is going to hurt all Republicans come the midterm elections. Now, here's another thing. The United States Postmaster General, who is a puppet for you know who, recently went before the United States Senate to testify about while under his watch, mail-in ballots are being thrown into wooded areas, right? And the Postmaster General knows about this because people have been contacting him in his office constantly, okay? And even senators from the United States Senate have been contacting him in his office personally, okay? And even some of the representatives from these senators' office have been contacting representatives from the United States Postmaster General's office as well about this issue. So anyway, the United States Postmaster General testified in front of the United States Senate and said, I have no idea about this. He lied to the United States Senate in a legal hearing. Okay? Now, where are the Republicans in an uproar about this? Where are the Republicans in an uproar about this? Democrats are all over this. Democrats are all over this. But where are the Republicans? Where are the Republicans? Also, the United States Postmaster General did an interview. And he said in this interview, not before the United States Senate, in a separate interview, the United States Postmaster General has stipulated something. Listen to what he said. The United States Postal Service will not deliver mail ballots for states that do not hand over voter lists under the plan of you-know-who's directive. Where's the outrage by the Republicans about this? Where's the outrage by the Republicans about this? Democrats are in the outrage about this. Where are the Republicans about this? Why aren't the Republicans standing up to the United States Postmaster General and also to you-know-who about this? Because let me explain something to you. Okay? Any sort of tampering with mail, including mail-in ballots, that's a federal offense. That's a federal offense. That's number one. Number two, this is making all Republicans look bad. Okay? Especially the ones that are up for election or re-election, whatever, making all the Republicans look bad. Here's another thing. This Postmaster General and you-know-who are thinking, oh, this is only going to affect Democrats. Wrong answer. Because let me explain something to you guys. Throughout every state, throughout the United States, whether it's Democratic states or Republican states, okay, there are Republicans throughout every state throughout the United States that are medically disabled and who cannot make it to the voting places to go and vote. And Republicans throughout all 50 states, throughout the United States, depend on mail-in ballots to be able to vote. So this thing that the Postmaster General said, and also you-know-who, they just gave the middle finger to all Republicans in every state throughout the United States. Where is the outrage by the Republicans about this? Nowhere. But Democrats are in an outrage about this, and they've been fighting about these things. They've stood up to the Postmaster General and you-know-who. But where are the Republicans? Nowhere to be found. You got crickets from them. So I just wanted to mention these two examples. Now, I want to remind all my fans out there about a couple of things. For the two shows that I host on Spreaker.com, one show is called Super Advocate, which I just hosted today, just before I hosted this show. And my other show that I host on Spreaker.com is called Disabled Reality. For the two shows that I host on Spreaker.com, I have a specific website that you guys can go to and listen to all the episodes of both of my shows that I host on Spreaker.com. And that website is titled Super Advocate. And the link to that website is superadvocate.codeadx.me. If you guys go to this website, you guys can listen to all the episodes of both of my shows that I host on Spreaker.com. And also on this website as Super Advocate, you'll see a tab on there called Promo Codes. If you guys click on that tab, you'll see 8 promotions on there. And for my show, Super Advocate, that I hosted on Spreaker.com today, just a little while ago, we support 4 of those promotions. And those 4 promotions are Connie's Fashion Vault, Chill Boys, Hypernatural, and Old Glory. These are great websites. They got great products at great prices. I highly recommend you guys go check them out. And I also want to remind my fans out there about my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway. And the link to there is AIHNY.com. Again, that's AIHNY.com. And you guys can check out all the pages on there. And I just want to mention just a few of the pages that are on my website of Advocate Information Highway. One page is titled Blog, and that's self-explanatory. Another page is titled Shows. And on this particular page, on that particular page, you guys can also listen to all the episodes of both of my shows that I host on Spreaker.com as well. But also on this particular page, you guys can listen to and watch all the episodes of this show, Advocate Information Highway, that I host here on YouTube.com. And so you guys can check that out as well. Another page on my website of Advocate Information Highway is titled Internet Store on Zazzle. If you guys go to this page, you'll see a link on there. And if you guys click on that link, it'll bring you right to my internet store on Zazzle.com, in which you guys will see all the products that I designed and that are up for sale on my internet store on Zazzle.com. So you guys can check that out and shop to your heart's content. Another page on my website of Advocate Information Highway is titled Bookstore on Amazon. If you guys go to this page, you'll see 3 links on there. Those 3 links are to the 3 books that I wrote and that are up for sale on Amazon.com, so you guys can go check them out as well. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.